Hello and welcome to episode 17 of the Motivational Mindset Podcast with me, Richard Knight. This week, I've been speaking to Darren Tassell and Alex Reece from VShowcards, an innovative digital platform designed for actors and casting directors. So sit back, grab a coffee, and enjoy hearing all about acting, digital platforms, motivation, and Bollywood. So, Darren, thanks ever so much for joining me today on the Motivational Mindset Podcast. It's fantastic to have you on board.
Fantastic to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
No, not a problem. Not a problem. I've for a while been wanting to get you on board because, as our listeners will start to understand, what you do is part of what I do, and your platform that you've produced is very much part of how I keep motivated. That's for certain.
That's fantastic news.
That sounds very mysterious, and I'm sure we'll have a moment to expand on that shortly. So the first question I ask everybody comes on my podcast is if you could just introduce yourself, let us know who you are, what you do, but really, really importantly, why you do what you do.
My name is Darren Tassell. I'm an actor. That's, the main core of who I am and what I do. I felt like when I started that there wasn't enough opportunities, enough ways in. Apparently I'm supposed to get spotlight and then sit and wait for the phone to ring. I'm not a sit and wait kind of guy. I ain't going to lie. So I'm looking at this going, how do I create myself more opportunities? How do I get myself to where I want to be without waiting, without relying on somebody else to pick up the phone and ring me? So I had this idea buzzing around in my head, basically. So I had my own personal website. So I created a page on my own personal website. And I thought I just want to use that to send out to people because I wanted it to contain more information than my Spotlight link did. So I put some headshots on there and a show reel, and then thought, what if I had some measurements and stuff, and then what if I had what I'm known for on IMDb, and then a few other extra videos that might help you see me in certain characters, and so the idea grew. And I started then sending that one link out to people because, look, make no mistake, it's great having a personal website, right? But the only people that ever is going to discover it are people you send a link to. No one's going to be looking for an actor that looks just like you and just start Googling and stumble across your website and go, oh my God, this is what I've been looking for. No one ever does that. The only people that are ever going to see that are the people you send a link to. So I started sending this one-page link out, and I started getting such a fantastic response. And I was getting auditions for probably 70%, 80% of the stuff I was applying for. So I was thinking, well, this link is actually working for me, and I'm getting more traction through this link, more engagement through this one link I'm sending out. Because look, casting directors, if you send them your personal website, they haven't got time to then click into this page, click into that page, find some videos about you, then find your headshots, find some information. They're not going to search around your site. It has to be a one-page deal. Otherwise, you're going to lose them. So this was working very, very well for me. And I thought, well, do you know what? This could actually be a thing. This could help other people because I'm all about helping people. And passing on advice and passing on the stuff I've learned. And to be honest, with VShowcards, what I have now created, obviously, I help people every single day. That is how I spend my day, helping someone do something, whether it's through motivational speaking, whether it's through video editing, photo editing, anything at all. I spend all day helping people. So this website was working for me, this one-page website, so they didn't have to click around to find what they needed to see, and I thought this could help more people. So I thought I'm gonna create a website that enables other people to use this thing that I've found that really flipping works for me. So I designed up a pitch deck. I spoke to some developers, and I needed a few grand to do it, which I didn't really have. I had some, but I didn't really have enough. So I designed a pitch deck to find someone that would be willing to come in with me as a business and get this working. So I designed this pitch deck. And I just finished a big Bollywood war film, and I became friends with Alex Reece, who I met on the movie. And we started spending more time together because it turns out we only lived down the road from each other. So we started spending more time away from set together. And then when I'd finished his pitch deck for this business, I showed it to him and I said, look, have a look over this and check the spelling and stuff and just make sure that it's professional. So I give it to him to read and he finished reading it. He went, right, I'm in. I went, what? He went, I'm in. He went, I'll give you half the money. Let's go business together. He went, listen, I ain't going to lie. I don't really know what it is you're talking about. Mm-hmm. But he says, I know you well enough now that if I back you, this whirlwind of energy is going to go through this business and it can't fail. You will make it a success.
Yeah.
And Alex didn't really know at that point where he even fitted into the business other than also being an actor.
Yeah.
So, and I've got, I used to design an online ordering system. So I've got quite a very technical brain. I used to do graphic design. So I was able to just put the whole thing together myself, design-wise. And then when Alex gave me the money, we went to a developer. I could design the system, but I couldn't design the user functionality and how users can come in and just fill in their own profile. So we got some professional developers on it. We got it built and got it out there. And we knew if we launch a casting platform that no one is ever going to just turn up at this platform, see no actors on it and go, right, I'll pay money to be on this. So we knew we had to get a certain amount of number on there. So we decided we had to give away at least 100 profiles to our friend actors, to our associates, because then if people look at it and see other people's profiles and how it all works, that might be something they can buy into. So we created about 20 profiles so far. And we just got it all tied up and it was all working. And we was just about to start reaching out to some people to say, look, do you want a free profile? And it went, ding, you've received a payment. Someone's joined your site. And we was like, what? Hold on, we're not even ready. What's going on? And then it went, ding, someone's joined your site. And we're like, me and Alex was dancing around the room. We was like, we're not even ready to roll out and people are joining it. So it obviously resonated with some people. And this was very, very early on. There was no castings on it. It was basically a glorified CV from the experience that I learned from that one link on my personal website and how successful it was. So we rolled it out and then people started saying, okay, yeah, listen, it would be helpful if this and stuff we hadn't thought of. So we're very reactive. So we listen to our members and we go, right, bang, we'll make that change. That's a brilliant idea. Bang, we'll make that change. So we've kind of listened to what people want all the way along our journey, including up to adding castings now on the site, which we do. Which we're still, obviously, we've just launched our mobile app, the VShowcards mobile app. It's very helpful, but we're in the background trying to now build up the castings that are coming in for everyone. And even to the point where I am now producing a big movie under the VShowcards banner. And I'm working, for the last 6 months, I've been working ridiculously hard every day to get this up and running, because what we want to do is create work for our members. So by producing a big film, we can then, all the castings will go through VShowcards, and therefore we're creating more work for our users.
Fantastic.
And the most important thing during this whole journey is, look, when we're not acting, we struggle to pay our spotlight fees. We're actors. We know how people struggle. We struggle too. So I had Mandy, Star Now, and Spotlight. All costing me £500-600 a year, and I was getting no work from it. So our number one rule is it must be affordable. We're not helping anyone if we're adding to their already stress situation. So we decided we're not going to go up onto any level like that. We never will. We are never going to charge those kind of fees. What we charge is £3.99 a month or £39 a year. That's not going to change. What we hope, And look, we're not in this for the money. We're in this to change what we think isn't working in the industry, initially for us. And it turns out we are helping a lot of people along the way. But the number one rule, it has to be affordable. You need to be able to afford us, even if you're not working.
Yeah.
We're not adding to your financial woes. So, and then for that $3.99, we want to give you more than you get from anywhere else, more support, more exposure, more everything. We invite you, we hold events, we invite you to the events, we get loads of directors down, we let you sit in a room, meet, shake hands with them, because networking is one of the most important things you can do in this industry. Most of the work you will get will be through people you know or people you've worked with before. So look, that's where we're at. That's what we're trying to do. We have just launched a mobile app. There are castings going for it. We even pay someone. Well, one of the big things for actors is finding castings, because those who don't wait for their agent to ring, they're proactive actors. They're out there finding castings. So we pay someone to search social media every day and add their castings. Where any castings we find, we put on our app. And if you're a member, you will get notifications, because when we put it in, we use drop down to say playing age, ethnicity, gender. So our members don't have to search social media for castings anymore, because we pay someone to do that. We put them on our app and give you a notification to say, here, there's a job perfect for you.
Fantastic.
And even now we've changed it slightly, so non-members can still use the app to find open castings, and there is still a setting they can put in, so they will receive a notification on any open casting. What they won't receive is anything to do with our own exclusive castings that we put through the system. Like, for example, this movie I'm producing, we're going to be casting 42 roles on VShowcards for that. But we have Bollywood jobs being cast on it. We have a wide range. Don't get me wrong, we're not settled yet. We're going to keep growing that and keep growing that. But it's at the moment we're within our own echo chamber, and what we need to do is reach beyond that, and get other people coming in casting their films on VShowcards. But a lot of people still haven't heard of VShowcards. We're not big enough yet, so we're out there. That's what we're working on now. We want everyone beyond our echo chamber to know who we are and think this is a fantastic system. Their ethos is right. We're trying to help people. We're genuine people. We really are. We're hardworking, genuine people who are trying to help other struggling actors. So this will work one day. And listen, we've been working on this for 5 years, and we don't take any payments for ourselves yet. We don't take wages for ourselves. But we're not in this for the money. We're in this to change, to make lives easier for other actors. And we hope one day, when we've got 10,000 actors on there, we can then start taking a modest wage. This ain't an overnight, you're going to be a millionaire. Well, we're not millionaires, nothing like it. We still struggle month to month. This is not paying us money. We're not taking money from it. Every penny that it's earned, we put back into it. We use it for advertising to get more castings in. We develop the system. We are never not developing the system and making upgrades and updates to it and improvements. So
full on.
At some point, we'll reach a thing where we can stop developing it. We can, our numbers grow, and we can start taking a modest wage ourselves. That would be wonderful.
So it's really interesting in terms of where we're coming from with this podcast around the motivation piece. And those people who are listening and maybe been listening to some of my other episodes will start to understand and hear a little bit more from what Darren's saying in terms of that motivational piece. So within motivation, we've got 9 motivators of work, and one of them is money. But that's only one. And a lot of people get caught up when they're doing their jobs that it's around the money, and I've got to chase the money. And if I chase the money, everything's going to be happy. And in 10 years' time, and I've made so much that I can sit back and have the best life ever. If I get there, there's lots of other things that get in the way and stop that happening. So it sounds like, from what I'm hearing, that desire to help others is really one of those key drivers for you, key motivators across that side of things. Seeing other people being able to develop, and that sounds like it's a really exciting thing for you, because the number of things that you talk about is fantastic. And it sounds like that acting wasn't your first stop. Is that right? So you've done lots of other things.
Well,
your previous world?
I'm not going to lie. I started acting when I was 13 at a local theatre group. I got the acting bug. Always knew this is for me. I want to be an actor. I had kids at 19 or 20. I had to provide for the kids. I never had an opportunity to go and act. I never really had that. I had to work on. But then I got to like 43 years old, and I'd spent 20 years looking out the window of my office, daydreaming that one day I'm going to do it. And I just thought, you know what? If I don't do it, I'm never going to do it. So I said, right. So I started getting into it part-time. I'd done a bit of extra work. I wanted to be on a film set. I wanted to familiarize myself. When I step on a film set, I sit and watch who does what job, how they interact with each other. And because when I step on a film set as an actor, I want to be comfortable. I want to feel like I belong there. So I'd done a few bits and bobs. I even done a week's worth of theatre at the old Red Lion Theatre pub in Islington, which was a wonderful experience. And I just knew, look, this is for me. This is for me. And then I said, right, I've had enough now. I'm going to quit my job and just go for it. If I don't go for it, I never will. So I said, right, quit, boss. I quit my job. Right, I'm going to be an actor. And they all like, even my missus was like, do what? Do what? You're quitting your job to be an actor? I said, listen, I'm going to do it. I said, I've got a plan. And look, when you're focused and motivated, right, nothing will stop you. Because nothing can stop you. You become unstoppable. There is nothing you can put in my way that's going to stop me. And I hear all these obstacles, working class actor and this, that, there's an obstacle, aging actor. And there's all these reasons why you shouldn't do it. I said, no, listen, obstacles are there to weed out the weak. If an obstacle put in front of you stops you, you never really wanted it.
Yeah.
You've got to find a way to muscle through. And every obstacle that's ever put in front of me, I tell you now, there is a Darren-shaped hole in it. Nothing's going to stop me. I know where I want to be. I know how to get there. I'm a strategist. I think, look, this is the way I'm told to do it, but it's not working. I'm getting nothing. So let's find a new way. I would rather walk I'd rather walk on my own than follow the crowd in the wrong direction. And I've just been told, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Sit and wait, be paid. No, that's not me. I want to go out there and get it.
Yeah.
Now, I've been on Spotlight 8 years. I think I've had one job from it.
Yeah.
I've got 40 plus strong credits. All of them I got myself using my VShow card.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So just in terms of that quickly, the Spotlight piece. So some of the people who are listening to this are in many, many different businesses. Yeah. Spotlight, what is that? How does that work from that sort of acting business point of view? If you can just...
Well, I mean, look, Spotlight is been around forever. It is, they're the big guys, they're the big fish in the pond. Right. But look, they've got 90,000 actors on there plus. And there isn't going to be work for everyone. But I just felt like I weren't being seen. I didn't know how many people that are jobs I apply for, how many people are seeing my profile. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So I can't manage it if I don't know what data I'm supposed to be managing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on our VShowcards, you've got two view counts. You've got an overall view count. This is how many times I've been seen overall. And then you have a monthly view count as well. This is how many times I've been seen this month. And we've made trending artists as the top 20 most viewed monthly profiles.
Okay.
So to motivate people more to share, it's about being proactive in this industry. Share your work. Shyness is rudeness, mate. Get out there. Yep. Let people know who you are. So our whole site is designed about getting you exposure. There are so many opportunities. Our front page doesn't have sales slogans, sales messages, buy. We have, look at these guys. Look at these guys. They're fantastic. They're the most viewed this month. These are the new guys. These guys got work. Look at the videos of our members. Everything on our site is designed to get you seen. So look, we're coming. We don't want to do the way Spotlight do it. We don't want to do it the way Mandy Star now do it. I'm doing it the way I think works. And do you know what? It works for me, and it works for many others. Some people come along and that they join. They don't really understand it. They don't engage with us, and then maybe they go, "Oh, there ain't enough castings on there yet for me." So that but. Listen, and when you join VShowcards, reach out to us, talk to us, because the minute you join VShowcards, you have me and Alex on your team, and we will do anything and everything we can possibly do to help you succeed. Everything.
Fantastic.
And if you've got a film showing at a film festival, we'll sing it from the rooftops. We'll get loads of people down, and we'll all meet in the same room and network with each other. And the more people you know in the industry, the more opportunities you are going to get. So a lot of what we do is about enlarging your film circle. The bigger your circle, the more opportunities you're going to get. So we help you.
Yeah, it goes across every industry, across the board, isn't it?
It really does.
More people you know, then there's more opportunities, more conversations. And it's being able to go beyond that idea of, I'm not going to get anything from this. Well, yes, you are. You're going to get an introduction. You're going to get
support, exposure,
exactly, all of the things, and it may not be at that moment in time, but in terms of 2 or 3 years down the line, oh, hello again, nice to see you. Oh, what are you up to? I'm doing X, Y. Oh, brilliant, I'm looking for somebody, let's have a chat. So it's all of those things, and I've seen it across various industries that I've been involved in as well. And you just mentioned, and I think we should bring him in now, we've left him sat there quietly for too long. You mentioned Alex.
Yep.
Your business partner, your partner in crime, Alex. You've joined our podcast, the recording. Are you there? You are.
Yes, hello, I'm here.
Are you able to chat to us, or should we?
I'm able to chat with you. I've been listening to Darren wax lyrical in his unique and unforgettable way. And
So it would be great if you could just say hello to the listeners and just introduce yourself as well, and let us know what you do in terms of the VShowcard setup and your acting side of things. But also, again, why do you do this acting stuff and this VShowcard stuff?
That's a lot of questions. That's a lot of questions, and you probably don't have a time enough for a full answer. But just to start to give you an idea. Firstly, just to answer the last question first.
Yeah.
Why do we do this? And this is important because actors are a very special breed of people. Often they're quite intelligent. Often they're quite dedicated. And often they're very, very persistent. And if you were to apply those qualities to many other professions, they would be very successful, very quickly, very consistently, in a way that would bring financial and personal rewards to their life far, far beyond what they're likely to get in a lifetime of acting. So what is it that's making them do what they do? And I was very interested to hear your comment about what the 9 different motivations for work are. And I don't know what they all are, but certainly the thing about actors is they all want something. They all want something that is something that everybody wants. It's just that actors are either brave enough or stupid enough or crazy enough to actually go for it and try and get it. And that is to experience themselves as something a bit more than what they are, to expand their perception of life, to expand who they are and what they do and how they live by exploring different characters in different contexts, by being playful, by finding arenas in which to play the parts of other roles, because they intuit, they feel that something in an ordinary life, in an ordinary working life, doesn't allow them to express the fullness of who they are. And the fullness of who they are is so much more than being the partner or the husband or the wife or the lawyer or the bank clerk or the shopkeeper or the delivery, whatever it is. The person is so much more than that. And acting is one of the few arenas in which you get to explore elements and aspects of yourself that go far beyond what you're given to be as an identity in your daily life, which isn't very much in terms of who we are spiritually and what we can be. What we're given in daily life isn't very much. And actors want more. The ecstasy of getting the job is because somebody has acknowledged that you are more than everything that you are meant to be. You can be something more, and you can actually get paid to go and do that. You know, the thrill of getting the job is enormous. And in terms of motivation, the thing is, we live with peaks and troughs of experience. The normal life satisfies a deep human need, which is that for security. We all need security, but it ignores and neglects another deep human need, which is the need for excitement. And acting gives you that chance to be exciting, even if it's not an exciting role, although there are lots of exciting roles, lots of exciting things to do. Usually film and TV is about exciting things happening. Otherwise, people wouldn't watch it. So you get to do that. But just the sheer act of having to occupy another person's life, having to explore another identity, having to be someone else, or be an aspect of yourself in a different proportion, in a different context. These are rewards far, far beyond what any financial possible benefit could ever come from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, it's, understanding that. And one of the things that VShowcards is, it's a community. It's an acknowledgement that, you belong to that community. And in a community, you have to behave in a socially intelligent sort of way. And if you just go up to somebody and ask for a job, they're gonna reject you, because even if they had a job for you, it's just not an intelligent way to do it. Before you ask for an exchange with somebody, you build a relationship. And the VShow card is like your shop window. Somebody can come and have a look around and get an idea about who you are and what you're all about. And that happens very quickly with the VShow card because it's all visual. Obviously, you see the headshot, where you're based, how tall you are. You go to the IMDb credits, just a quick glance along those IMDb credits at the top of your VShow card gives you an idea of what sort of genre this person's acting in. If it's all comedy, you'll get an idea. If you look at mine, it's all pretty dark. It's either gritty crime, drama, or war, soldier type stuff, or horror. So you kind of know that Alex isn't playing the romantic lead. You get that impression straight away. And it gives the opportunity for the 12 extra videos so as you can show in detail the sort of types that you're most castable in. And then it can show all the other little details. The very important thing is the production shots. Something that other sites don't often encourage you to do is show your production shots. Show the directors what you look like in the sorts of characters that you're best casting, so that they don't have to use their imagination. Don't try and be an actor who's got a great range, can be casting with. Show specifically what problem you can solve. And that comes through knowing your casting type and presenting yourself as that casting type on your shop window. Because, there are too many actors for people to be a sort of broad-ranged actor. Now you have to be specific. You have to solve specific problems, and you have to give the evidence that that's the case.
And we've created multiple profiles to enable people to showcase multiple casting types.
Okay. Yeah. So it's really interesting you mentioned that, just again, from across a business point of view, that idea of specificity and actually being focused in terms of where you want to get to, we know works well from a business point of view. And it's really interesting, and I'm sure you guys have got insight into it as well with your experience across other things in life, is that a lot of people come into this acting side of things and are expecting, well, that's it. All I need to do is show that I can play everything under the sun, and I'm going to run around and everybody's going to say, God, you're an amazing actor. But it's like going into work. First of all, you've got to prove that you can do things that are suited to you, that you are good at, and have motivation in. And I think that's another thing as well, is that people often forget around the idea that, we are motivated by those different things. And Alex has just said there fantastically well about the idea that people have got that higher a sort of a higher sense of achievement, and that is absolutely correct in terms of those motivators. So yes, money is a motivator. We have another motivator around what's called defender, and that's security, that's stability, and that's really important for some people. But for other people, there are things that are called the likes of the searcher motivator, which is at the top of our motivator sort of hierarchy, if you like, in terms of that spiritual nature. And why am I doing this? And that's the question I asked at the start of this conversation, is why do you do what you do? Because if we don't know that ourselves, then the chances of actually being successful it drops away massively. And you just mentioned that, Darren, around that side of things, that success for you is helping people and seeing them benefit from it and moving forward. And yes, of course, you're going to get something back. We're not altruistic in terms of we just stand there and go, oh, I'm going to help everybody and don't worry about me. Everything's okay. Because again, as Alex mentioned there, we're actors. We love that idea of, getting out in front of people, performing, and whether it's for you, for others, or whatever it is, it does make a big difference. So the VShow card is a really, really interesting platform that is clearly filling a need, a gap there for people. So you've mentioned you've got the mobile app, and you've got more castings coming on board. What does the future look like for the VShow card?
Well, look, we want to bring in a lot more castings. We need to reach far beyond our echo chamber. We're very good at what we do within our echo chamber, but what we need to do is go beyond that. Now, the initial stage has been a learning curve for us. This works for us. This is what we think. But there are a lot of ideas out there we hadn't considered that are fantastic ideas. And people out there do have ideas, but not necessarily the tools they need to follow through with them. And that's something we're very good at. We come up with an idea, we put our resources into it and make it happen. So obviously, we're going to be bringing a lot more castings in. We work very closely. Me and Alex have done a lot of Bollywood work. So we're actually helping cast a lot of international feature films, TV shows. Last year we had 4 or 5 people go out to India for a couple of months to shoot a very big Sony TV series. Alex was one of those because he's Hindi speaking, which again, this comes through a result of us wanting to grow and improve ourselves and give ourselves more chance.
Hello, hope you're enjoying this episode. When you've finished, why not subscribe to the Motivational Mindset podcast to learn more about motivation in business and beyond. Thanks. Now, back to the podcast.
I met Alex on that very first Bollywood film. Alex didn't speak Hindi, but he realised that this is something I want to do much more of. I want to be involved in more projects like this. And Alex already speaks 5-7 languages. That's one thing. That's a talent he is incredible at. So Alex then said, right, well, listen, I want this journey to continue. Alex is now fluent in Hindi.
Fantastic.
And he's got lots of work because he's fluent in Hindi as well. So listen, the future's bright for us. The future's great as actors. And as businessmen, as members of this incredible community. Everyone we meet are just incredible, and we've all got the same dreams, the same aspirations, but we don't necessarily all know how to go and achieve them, and that's where we come in. So we're all about growth. We want to grow our numbers. We want a lot more castings going through our system. We might introduce some more features coming in. We've constantly, but every month we've been developing a new feature. We're happy with a product that we have now got. Now we've got it right. We want it to now roll out to the much wider community and bring in far more work for our members. Again, we're producing films of our own. We've already produced a couple of shorts and helped produce a couple of features, but now we're actually full steam ahead and producing our own feature where we can create work for our members. So we're giving you something back constantly and helping you. We do motivational talks at Actors Expo, at colleges, universities, but it's all about a mindset. It's all about, when you get the right mindset, you become unstoppable. But listen, again, it's all about who you know. In certainly in independent film, it is who you know. You are more likely to be cast in independent film if you know the filmmakers. Far more likely.
Yeah.
So look, we want to hold more events, introduce more people to each other, get everyone's film circles growing. Again, we've got the multiple profiles, which we may expand on again and allow. At the moment, every member can have up to 3 profiles. So I personally have a drama profile, a comedy profile, and an action profile. And many different people have obviously many different casting types. Alex has a Bollywood profile, an action profile as well. So that's something again we may expand on further. But again, look, it's about staying affordable, creating a service that is worth the very small fee you pay us, and delivering confidence and service and work to our members. That is our only focus right now.
So it's an interesting one, actually, just going to take a slight step back in terms of that networking piece again. And this is a conversation I have, again, across a number of people I've had on this podcast, is about the importance of speaking to people. Now, here's a question for you in terms of the acting community and the acting world. How do you know, or where are the best places to go and have those conversations? Well,
look, it has to be in wherever other like-minded people are. And do you know the first stop, which is a really obvious one, is get out to film festivals. Everyone at that film festival is in the industry. It's not just cinema goers, it's people who are in the industry who want to network, who want to show off their work. So find out what local film festivals are going on, find out what days are best to suit you, buy a whole day ticket. If you go and spend the day there, you will meet filmmakers as they're showing their films, and afterwards you always get a chance to network with them, whether it's the filmmakers, the actors, the producers. And throughout a whole day, you might watch 7, 8, 9, 10 films and meet 7, 8, 9, 10 different crews that help make those films together. So one day spent at a film festival, you will probably make 50 new contacts in your industry. And where else can you go where you are going to meet industry folk? So film festivals are not only that you're supporting film, you're supporting indie film, you're supporting the growth of indie film, and not only are you getting to see some incredible work at these festivals, you are meeting the incredible people behind them.
Fantastic. Yeah, that sounds like it's really important across, say, anything you're working in, is to actually understand a little bit more about it, rather than, as you say, sitting there and waiting for everything to come to you. Because from that motivational point of view, that can be really quite impactful in demotivating when you sit there and you wait and there's silence and you're waiting for somebody else to do something for you. It gets worse and worse. And I think,
well, unfortunately, not only does that get worse and worse, but you start getting inside your own head. You do, and it happens when you're sitting waiting for something that doesn't come. You start the voices start to come in your head. Oh, have I done the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Am I good enough? All of these different voices get in your head. But when you are in a room full of like-minded creatives, that disappears, because you're where you're supposed to be, with the people you're supposed to be with. And creatives, do you know what? They build you up. Most people that they come into a room with me and Alex, and they leave that room invigorated. They leave it charged with new ideas of how to make their dreams come true. New energy and positivity to, yes, I am in the right business. I am good enough. And what I'm lacking is opportunity only. So opportunity comes with increasing your network.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also learning from others and how they market themselves. Marketing yourself as an actor is incredibly important. And that's what a VShowcard is fantastic for.
Yeah, absolutely. So you are a product that needs to be advertised, aren't you?
Absolutely.
In terms of the acting side of things.
If you are not getting out there, how do they know about you? How do they know about you? And that's why we designed our site, to give you exposure. And we've had people before seen the casting, they applied for it, and the director replied and said, "Oh my gosh, I know about your work. I've seen it on VShowcards. I know your work. You're an incredible actor.
Hmm.
So they were applying for jobs where the directors had already known about their work because of the exposure we give.
Hmm.
So listen, singing, you're a product won't sell without advertising.
Hmm.
Advertise yourself. Do not be shy.
Yeah, absolutely. So and in terms of that motivational piece, there are strangely enough there are. I say it's not strange at all. We're all impacted differently by what we call a star motivation, which is about being recognized publicly, which is about being given applause for what you do publicly and all of that sort of thing. And some people have that very much lower down their motivational sort of range, if you like. And from an acting point of view, that might sound strange for a lot of people because actors, you're getting up in front of a lot of people and you're performing, but it still can be quite hard work for a lot of people. So if they're not comfortable with that networking piece and that shouting about themselves, have you got any top tips that they could think about that would help them
Yeah, listen,
push that on?
it's not for everyone. You do get some actors that are very, very reserved,
Mm,
but then they step in front of a camera and
mm,
oh my gosh, they come to life.
yeah.
But listen, this is a very important part of who we are and what we do. The reason why I'm having a lot of success with my career, I'm
Hmm.
getting some fantastic roles, and it's working for me because I'm doing that. But look, you can come into a room. We also have a wonderful chap working with us, Aaron Liebert. He's not very good in social situations.
Hmm.
He really isn't, but he's a very talented guy, very motivated guy, and he's got his head screwed on like you wouldn't believe. But he's not. He's kind of awkward in these social situations. But listen, we've seen him grow since he's worked with us, and we bring him down to all our events. He lives in Birmingham. We bring him down to all our events, the Actors Expos, all the V Showcard events we do, the film festivals we attend. We bring him along, and he has grown incredibly.
Hmm.
And anyone can feel free to reach out to him. He's on Instagram, and you can ask him all these questions. But he has come out of his shell massively because look, you don't just turn up at an event and all of a sudden it works.
Mm.
But you turn up at an event, you might speak to one or two people, your confidence grows. At the next event, you'll see them people again. Hey, how's it going? Hey. So you're already more confident with the people you've already met. You meet another five people. You don't necessarily engage with big crowds, but you engage with handfuls of people.
Hmm.
And then before you know it, now we walk into events and because he's done lots of events and met a few people at each event, now he walks into events and knows everybody.
Yeah.
So he walks into these places very comfortable in this awkward, what would have been an awkward social situation for him. Now he walks in and everyone, hey, Aaron, how are you? Hey. And now, and even at the Actors Expos now, where before he was there just to help us and help us with people because we were getting inundated at our stand. But now I'll walk away from the stand and leave Aaron sitting there talking with all these people that have come to find out who we are and what we do. And I stood behind him waiting to jump in when he needed me. And do you know what? He didn't need me. I just started talking to other people. But we were blown away by how much he's grown. So
Hmm.
look, you can't just walk into a room and get to know 50 people, but walk into a room and get to know three.
Yeah.
And then the next room you walk into, you'll see them three, get to know another three. And before you know it, you've attended 10 events. The next one you walk into, you know 30 people there. And the awkwardness is gone. And you're happy to see them. They've become friends. And that's how you do it. That's small steps. It's all about small steps. Do not try and run and jump a river because you will fall in, get swept away. You will get wet. Find stepping stones.
Hmm.
Find stepping stones to get to where you want to be. 1% beats 0% every time. So if you're socially awkward or you're uncomfortable in these situations, go and do 1%. Meet 1% of the people there. Do it in small steps because before you know it, you attend 100 events. Now you know 100% of people in there.
Yeah.
It's so small steps, and it works. We've seen Aaron grow ridiculously, and he will tell you this himself. Please reach out to him and ask him.
Fantastic. No, it's just that's a great tip there, I think, and a lot of people do see it as these massive. Everything's on, particularly from the acting point of view. Oh, you can see people at film festivals, and they all know each other, and they're all lovies, and they're all blah, blah. Yeah, it's a small conversation. It's connecting with people on a smaller level, and then growing it and growing it. So it does make a
If you
big
keep
difference.
attending events and meeting a couple of people at each event, like
Yeah.
Aaron did, now he walks into events, he knows 30, 40, 50 people, and now his awkwardness has gone. We've
Yeah.
seen this.
Yeah.
Alex, I'm talking about Aaron and how you can, if you're socially awkward or not comfortable in big crowds, you go in, you get to know a couple.
Yeah, I've heard it all. I've heard it all. It's very good. It's very good. There's another response to this question about people who aren't like really expert and putting themselves out there, don't want to sell themselves. And I like to encourage people just to turn it around the other way and don't concern themselves with themselves so much, but just start taking a deep and genuine curiosity and interest in other people in the industry. And because I found this when I first started going to film festivals, especially big ones like Cannes, there's a hierarchy there. There's this thing, being an actor who's talking to people like, obviously wanting jobs and stuff like that. And it just felt a little bit awkward. And my way out of it was finding, so, what is it about these other people? Why are they doing what they're doing? Why are they in the creative industries? It's a stupid industry to be in. It's much harder. The chances of success are almost infinitesimal. What is it? What screw have you got loose that makes you do this? Or if you're doing this already and you're succeeding, what is it? What is it you're trying to express? If you're in the horror genre, why? What's that little bit of darkness in you that's trying to get out? Or if you're, it's just taking it, and like, if you stop focusing on yourself and focus on other people and go there to find out about what other people are doing, what other people are thinking, what their obstacles are, and then that just takes the focus off you. And it's, it's curiosity. Curiosity is the key that unlocks a lot of confidence, because once you've got your attention focused on somebody else and you've got a clear objective of wanting to find out a bit more about them, and you're not just worried about trying to sell yourself, which is an ugly and an awkward thing to have to do. And remember that you never need to ask for a job. And once anybody knows you're an actor, they know that you want a job. No actor went to a festival without wanting a job. That is given. That is taken right. You do not need to say that. And try not to offer your card. If somebody asks your card, give it to them. Try to strike up enough of a relationship where they will then ask for your card. But you can ask for their card, and
they will ask for your card, but all you have to do, if you're not happy talking about yourself, just like Alex said, go and watch their films. Ask them about their work, about their journey. Make the whole conversation about their work, because they're there. They want people to talk about their work because they're there showing their work. That's who we are as creatives, as people. We create something and then go, please, look, everyone, tell me your thoughts on this wonderful. So that's who we all are. So if you're awkward talking about yourself, go and watch the films. Go and meet the filmmakers and talk about their stuff.
Yeah.
And then when you, like Alex just said, if you then say you're an actor, they already know you're there looking for work. You don't have to watch a film, go and see the filmmaker and say, hi, I'm an actor, please, will you cast me in your next film? But you create a connection with them by showing an interest in the work they have. So once you create that relationship, later on, you might follow them on social media, take an interest in their career path. And then when you might see them casting something, you can reach out and say, hey, listen, I met you at the thing. I loved what I saw. I loved your last film. I would love to be part of this. That would be a great opportunity. So it's about establishing relationships, and you can do that without talking about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really interesting from a from a sales point of view. That's one of the key things. My background's in sales as well. And, that's one of the key things. It's understanding the person you're speaking to really be able to provide them with a solution, because actually you might not be the right solution at that point in time, because they're not looking for that.
Exactly. And look, and another thing we talk about is don't just if you're at the beginning of your career, don't be disheartened by that. Be empowered by that, because at the beginning of your career, you are going to be so enthusiastic for anything, any kind of work. So all of these small little roles. Now, when you watch any film, any TV series, there are a handful of lead roles. And then the rest of them are very small roles. And there's a lot of them. There are far more smaller roles in any production than there are big roles. So someone at the beginning of their career would jump at the chance, would snap someone's arm off for a couple of lines in their film. Whereas more seasoned and experienced actors, perhaps like ourselves, we're looking for something a bit bigger. So they would snap people's arms off for roles that we would probably turn down. So there are far more roles available for people at the beginning of their career that are chomping at the bit for a small opportunity. So there's far more work available for you. And do you know what? You get out there and show them who you are. Show them who you are. Show them the problem that you can solve for them. This filmmaker's got a problem. They're casting this film and they've got all these little roles that it's... Do you know what I mean? They've got a problem to fill these little roles because most people want more. Most people want... But if you accept, I'm at the beginning of my career, all these small opportunities are going to build me up to where I want to be. It's about reaching this level. When you're on that level, reach up to the next level, reach up to the next level. So at the beginning of your career, you can solve far more problems for filmmakers than I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, again, it's those incremental pieces, those smaller steps make a big difference,
absolutely.
Which is fantastic to hear. Well, I tell you what, in terms of from a motivational point of view, if we could, if people could take motivation from listening to a podcast, I think they may well be quite motivated by listening to you, gents, and from your point of view, and your enthusiasm comes across. Again, that's a big piece around motivation. You know, people like motivated people, want to be in the same space.
It's infectious.
It is, absolutely. And so if we understand what gives us that energy, gives us the motivation, and we can then share that in whatever way that's comfortable with us, then we're in a better place. And I think that's a really, really good message to sort of come across.
Absolutely. So, and listen, I would also say if any of your listeners want us to elaborate on any of this, we're very approachable. Reach out to us. We're at Alex Reece Actor, at Darren Tassell on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. We're at VShowcards right across the board as well. Yep. Reach out to us. If you message at VShowcards, chances are I'm going to pick it up. We'll have a conversation. Reach out to us if you've got any questions, you require any help, any guidance whatsoever, even if you want to kick up the arse and you want some motivation. We do a lot of, we have a lot of our members that actually say, right, listen, I need a session with you because I'm getting disheartened and I need to feel that energy back in me. I need to get that zip, that zest for it all back with me. So people actually want to have Zoom calls or phone calls with us because whenever they leave the room or the call after speaking with me and Alex, they are highly motivated. So when they feel the voices creeping in, they're like, please, look, let's have a chat. I need that motivation again. I need that invigoration of what you guys deliver. So please do reach out to us if you're struggling. We can and we do help.
That's fantastic for sharing that. Thank you very much and much appreciated. And actually, from a selfish point of view, it's one of the reasons I wanted to have a chat with you guys on the podcast, actually, because I know every time I've heard you on other podcasts, other Zooms, etc., and had a conversation with Alex a few weeks ago, it does give you that little bit of a kick, gives you that little bit more of a buzz. And it's lovely to be able to share that motivation going forward. So the last thing as we come to the end of this little chat is... And I know there's lots of things we've covered here, but what is the one thing, and I ask all of my guests this, what's the one top tip that you would share about staying motivated in your particular sector, which of course is the acting side of things? What's the one thing that you sort of focus on yourself?
Alex, do you want to start?
Yeah, so one top tip for staying motivated. Yes, here's a top tip. So listen. Sometimes it doesn't happen straight away. Sometimes it takes a long time. And sometimes you might pick up, a few roles that are okay, but don't satisfy your deepest desires and dreams. And you think, oh, is it worth persisting? So my top tip would be this, is to remember that the time that it takes to get where you want to be is going to pass anyway. That time is going to pass anyway. That 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 years, it's going to pass anyway. If you just stick at it, taking those little actions day to day, week to week, to move things forward, just a little notch, to meet one person, film a new scene, go to a film festival, call Darren, update your VShowcards. Small actions over time. And even if, you know, you go through a time where you don't have the energy for it anymore, you just stick at it. Don't leave. Just stick at it. The time is going to pass anyway. And so much of the time, it's just being in the game. It's staying in the game for long enough. I know, you know, when I sat down and wrote out my goals, it was a year after leaving drama school, whenever the hell that was, 2011. And I wanted a big advert, and I wanted to be in a big TV. I wanted to be in a big TV series, and I wanted to be in a studio level film. And I was in a studio level TV series, and I was in a studio level film you know, but it was 14 years later. But I had a lot of exciting things also happening along the way. It's just the main thing is remember that stay in the game. The time is going to pass anyway, and if you give up and that 10 years passes, you know that nothing's going to happen. But if you just stay in the game and keep taking those little actions, keep meeting the people, you know, you stay in the game long enough, that little cubic centimeter of luck is going to come your way, and you're going to be ready to grab it. So just keep your eyes open for that little bit of luck, because when it comes and you take it, can transform your career. I'll give you an example. I was scrolling through Facebook at the end of a yoga class. And I don't usually do that. Usually I'm focusing on the clients. It was the end of a yoga class. I teach yoga, and I saw a little advert. They needed a military officer, some asshole captain or something like that. I thought, I can do that. And I just contacted the guy, but it was a friend on Facebook. He then sent the casting director's details to me. I then got the audition. I got the job. That was Sajjan Singh Ran Group, where I met Darren. And that little action of just looking through to see if there was any little bite to be had led to a complete sea change in my career and a whole different level of opportunity. And you know, that was 7 years after leaving acting school. What it is, it's those to keep taking small little actions, because those small little actions compound one day. You get a little bit of luck, and then things will turn around bigger and better than you could possibly have expected. But you have to just stay in the game. Keep taking small actions, even if you do be available. You know, just stay in the game, because the time's going to pass anyway. 15, 20, that time's going to pass anyway. If you're in the game, the dream can come true.
Fantastic.
My advice would be, listen, firstly, believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you can't make other people believe in you. So first of all is believe in yourself and get a plan. And listen, the phone might not be ringing. You might be sitting there waiting for your agent to give you work. Listen, find another way to keep the dream alive. Yeah, it wasn't working for me. I found another way. There are many ways to do it. Find one that suits you, that suits your lifestyle. Because the minute, and ignore the noise, ignore the working class actors will never make it, aging, ignore the noise, ignore the doubters, the naysayers. Believe in yourself. Get a plan. Don't just bumble along. Oh, the phone rings today. I might work. If the phone doesn't ring, no. Make a plan and make it happen. There are many ways to do it. So absolutely believe in yourself, and then you become unstoppable. Nothing you put in front of me is going to stop me. I know where I want to be. I've got a plan. And you know what? I don't have a plan B. I don't have a safety net. There is no, this is going to fail. What if it fails? Then I can do this. No, keep your motivation. Keep going forward. And like I say, small steps. 1% beats 0% every time. Try and make friends with one new person a day, a week. Go forward slowly. But the minute you believe in yourself, you become unstoppable. And nothing can and nothing will stop you from achieving your dreams.
I love that. Well, I tell you what, that is one of the best endings to a podcast I've done, I think, with those sort of words, gentlemen. Thank you ever so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you, and I'm glad that I've got to know you guys over the last few weeks, and that was all through little bits and bobs that I've been doing, and it makes a difference to me, having those conversations with you as well, and hopefully it will make a difference to our listeners, whether you're in the acting business or whether you're in any other business.
Hopefully I'll see you on a film set soon, Richard.
Absolutely, yeah. It would be good. Let's team up. Let's
work together.
Yeah, let's do it. Right. Well, thank you very much, gents. A pleasure to speak to you, and have a great rest of your week.
You too. Thank you, and good luck, everybody. Go get it.
This was a Switch Motivation production from Switch Performance Limited. Music by Dennis Kischuk from Pixabay, the Motivational Mindset Podcast. Download, listen, subscribe.